What you need to know on this Thursday, or for Chris Friday, begins in New England. And how about this? They finally had their chit-chat. Hashtag Tommy and Bill Belichick on the telephone. Now, Tom Curran says it happened on Tuesday, that the conversation was not particularly productive, and that Bill Belichick was all business. What a shock. Look, I'm not taking a shot at our buddy Tom Curran's report, but what a shock that when talking business, Bill Belichick would be anything other than, wait for it, all business.
Right. Nobody is going to rattle Bill Belichick or get him out of business mode during working hours. It's just not possible. Really, it's hard to get him out of that mode, I think, in, non-working hours. That's just how his brain works. He lives it. He's a curmudgeon, as we've talked about, and yes, he's not going to sit there and heap praise on Tom Brady. He did that with the NFL 100. Watch the show. He talks about Tom all the time there, but again, he's still the chance he's going to be his leader, his head coach. So he's still going to treat it like that, even though that relationship is probably more special than we realize, or more special than other relationships ever. But I do find it interesting, again, and Belichick, it's not going to be real productive. Belichick's not going to do anything until he has a good feel for what Brady wants to do, and maybe what teams are out there and the market is really saying for Brady, and making sure Brady's appetite is fulfilled that way to go, okay, you sure nothing out there is you like? All right, come back. Let's talk. Let's get into it. And I think that's what's interesting. Other thing I find interesting here is Tom Curran, he's the man up there in Boston. I got to think he got this from somebody in Brady's camp, right? I don't think Belichick called Tom Curran and was like, hey, things weren't real productive today. You know what I mean? It's got to be somebody from there. So that's where I find it interesting with Brady right now. He's kind of controlling the narrative a little bit here.
You're moving your finger, that giant ET finger,
yes.
your giant ET middle finger. You're moving it dangerously close to a third rail in this business, where it's not regarded as kosher to speculate on how people know things.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right.
So you're aware.
I know.
Just so you're aware.
Yes.
But but all that said, it was probably Tom Brady's dad. But just so you're aware, we should not engage in those kinds of conversations. What would the conversation even be between Bill Belichick and Tom Brady? What's there to discuss at this point? If they're talking directly, because Brady has an agent. Now, we know he cuts his own deals, usually directly with Robert Kraft, but what's there even to discuss right now between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick?
You're right. I don't really know, other than what Tom is thinking a little bit, and maybe just giving him an update there. Bill's a very honest guy, and he's the type of guy that's going to shoot you straight, no matter who you are that way, and especially when it comes to football. So he's probably letting them know where they are as far as, money-wise, things like that. I would think it's more almost a cordial, hey, let's just check the box, say we talked, we got a little feel for what's going on, but there's just still so much left to be digested here. And I don't know. With the Tennessee Titans, how much of a player are they with Tom Brady? I don't know. I do still find it odd that they FaceTimed him at the first row of the Syracuse basketball game this past weekend. The 49er thing. It's not going away. It seems to be real. I don't hear the 49ers coming out and denying it either. So that's where I start to go, well, there's smoke, there's fire, and I don't see anybody adamantly saying, no way, that's never going to happen. So that makes me think it is real.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.